Hey guys, Crew Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
I'm Shane. I'm Calvin.
I'm Aaron.
And we're watching Avatar, The Last Airbender once again. Last episode was the episode with Jet and his crew of not-so-merry men, right?
Crew of terrorists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. They had a cause.
Freedom fighters.
Yeah.
All terrorists have a cause.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they have a cause and it's a good cause, but they're going about it the wrong way.
Killing people in general.
No, the cause is to fight the Fire Nation. That's good, just like it is Aang's. They're going about it the wrong way by killing people, right?
They're killing innocent Fire Nation.
Yeah. They're killing, like, the old man and...
That entire
That
city.
old man knocked
them out.
He didn't
No,
knock
he
him out.
didn't.
You're talking about the old man from, just weeks ago.
Yeah.
On the Earth Nation.
The old man in this one
weeks!
saved Sokka when he went to save this little town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. I don't know how I remember that.
And then,
You were the Earth Nation old man,
yeah,
right?
when Sokka
Yeah.
went to the village to convince him to evacuate, no one was listening to him, but the old man vouched for him, right?
Yeah. And they were like, run, bitch, run!
Yeah, and they ran.
Run, bitch!
So that was cool. It was also cool seeing Sokka actually...
Be competent.
Be competent and right when the other two weren't, you know? It seems like
Yeah.
sometimes he can kind of fall behind the wonderment of the Bender stuff. So it's really cool seeing him take an upper hand. And then
Yeah.
Katara as well, fighting Jet at the end. That was fun too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to continue on. Hit the button.
Sokka, you're supposed to put the tarp on top of the tent. You know, so we don't get rained on.
Ordinarily, you'd be right,
point of
but
a tent?
seeing how it's the dry season, you're not. Besides, that tarp makes a pretty warm blanket.
You're infuriating!
Katara, why don't you worry about gathering the firewood? Because that kindling's looking pretty sorry. Believe me, he's more than a tour guide. He's an earthbender, and the only way in and out of the canyon is with his help. And he's taken my tribe across
Looks like he's
the
wearing
edge.
Appa on his
Calm
back.
down, we know you're next. You wouldn't be
Oh,
good.
yeah, it does.
It's the Zhang tribe, a bunch of low-life thieves. They've been the enemies of my tribe for 100 years. So unorganized and ill-prepared for a journey.
Can you guys just all travel together?
They look like they'd be good at traveling.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Sorry about the wait, youngsters.
That was the rock monster from Zelda.
Yeah, right? Kind of look like it.
I was here first. My party's on their way.
I can't guide people who aren't here.
Guess you guys will have to make the trip tomorrow. Wait, here they come.
And we've got sick people that need shelter.
Well,
We've got old people who are weary from travel.
They're like token elves.
Sick people get priority over old people.
maybe you Zhangs wouldn't have so many sick people if you weren't such slobs.
If you Ganjins weren't so clean, maybe you wouldn't live
I feel like I'm
to be
picking up a
so
theme.
old.
That's terrible. Yes.
This is the Avatar. And if you give him a chance, I'm sure he can come up with a compromise that will make everyone happy. You could share the Earthbender and travel together?
Absolutely not. We'd rather be taken by the Fire Nation.
We wouldn't travel with you pompous fools anyway.
I am not pompous.
Here's the deal. We're all going down together and I'll be here with Fire Stick and elderly across. Does that seem fair?
Alright.
Now comes the bad news. No food allowed in the canyon. Would you rather be hungry or dead?
Daddy, dead!
No, just eat it real quick.
It kind of scares him.
See you on the other side, buddy. Yip yip.
If I get sick.
Experts tell us this canyon was most likely carved into the ground by earth spirits who were angry at the local farmers for not offering them a proper sacrifice.
Whoa.
The spirits are still angry. Hope you all brought sacrifices.
Jeez. Just gonna walk off.
No, we didn't. You made us leave all our food back there.
How'd you do that?
These people are fleeing the Fire Nation,
Oh,
aren't they?
okay.
Gotta make sure we can't be followed. We'll be safe now.
Oh!
Oh, shit! He's dead.
Whoa, it's like a spider bird.
You know what it's from?
Yeah.
It's like Starship Troopers!
It is kind of.
Yeah. Yeah?
Wait a minute.
That's terrifying.
Whip it good.
What was that?
Canyon crawler.
Uh-oh.
And they're sure to.
Who brought food?
Your arms. They're broken.
Without
What?
my
Shit.
arms, I got no bending.
They're both just broken perfectly in a way where you
We're
can't bend.
trapped in this canyon.
That's not good.
Sure, unjustly blame the Zhangs like you always do.
Gladly.
Enough! I thought I could help you guys get along, but I guess that's not gonna happen.
Leave him.
Ganjin's on this side and Zhang's on that side. We'll travel in two separate lines. Saga, you go with the Zhangs, and Katara, you go with the Ganjins. See if you can find out why they hate each other so much.
So, you guys aren't gonna put up your tarps?
What for? It's the dry season.
Exactly!
Besides, we like to use the tarp as a blanket.
Finally, someone gets it.
You really think it'll rain?
No, but you can never be too careful, right?
That's silly. These fuckers.
Why does your tribe hate the Zhangs so much?
You seem like a smart girl, Katara.
Many
I
moons
bet you
ago,
would enjoy
I'm gonna hit you with
hearing
some
of
knowledge.
this and the all with envy. That coward Wei Jin
Smeagol.
knocked Jinwei to the ground and stole our sacred ore. You can never trust a Zhang.
We're horrible for endangering everybody by bringing food down here. The
You got that
Ganjins
guy's
are so
arms
badly
broken.
oppressed, They sentenced him to 20 long years in prison.
That's terrible.
We Zhangs will never forget that injustice.
All clear. We're almost to the other side.
What if one of the trails just stops?
You're right. We're going another way.
I need you all to put your heads together and figure out a way up this cliff.
Maybe the Zhang can climb the wall with their long, disgusting fingernails.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that to the Ganjin, unclipped fingernails is a crime punishable by 20 years in jail.
Why, you dirty thief!
You pompous fool!
God, focus! How many times do I have to say? Harsh words won't solve problems. Action
Oh,
will.
fucking left him a long time ago.
You're right. Let's fight. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh no!
Not that good. Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh, lots of monsters.
Shit, yeah.
Everyone fight them.
Let Nappa come in and save our heroes. Get the fuck out of there. Just leave them.
Yeah.
I only took their side because they fed me.
Sounds like soccer.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jeez.
How many legs do they have? I can't tell.
Four.
Four?
That's cool.
Surely one person would just be dead, right?
They're all separated.
Oh, I thought they were eating something. Shit.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
Fuck.
jeez.
Everybody, watch me do what I do!
Use them to climb the walls?
Oh, okay.
That's what they're gonna do?
That seems risky.
Spider climbing.
Oh, his
shit,
legs!
dude.
Shit!
Perhaps we're not so different after all.
Too bad we can't rewrite history. You thieves stole our sacred orb from Jinwei.
You tyrants unjustly imprisoned Wei Jin for 20 long years.
Jin Wei? Wei Jin? I know those guys. I was there 100 years ago on the day you're talking about. Jin Wei and Wei Jin weren't enemies. They were brothers. Twins, in fact. And they were 8. And most importantly, they were just playing a game. The sacred orb from the legend? That was the ball. And the eastern and western gates were the goalposts. Jin
Oh, they were
had
playing
the ball and
Quidditch.
was running toward the goal when he fell in
No.
love. There was no stealing and no putting anyone
Is he,
in prison.
is he making this up?
Just a game.
I suppose it's time we forget the past.
And look to the future.
Let us travel to the Earth Kingdom capital as one tribe.
What are they gonna call themselves?
Dude, I'm sick of this place.
Good for
That's
him.
some luck you knew Jinwei and Wei Jin.
You could call it luck. Or
Yeah, that was
you could
totally
call it
lying.
lying.
What?
I made the whole thing up.
You did not. That is so wrong.
And say, I don't think they would have written it that coincidental. Like, I happen to know those people.
Different historical accounts,
Yeah.
two different tribes.
Yeah,
Same, you know what I mean?
It would have been a little unrealistic, but maybe
I mean, they didn't have
maybe,
computers back then, so all of their history would have been passed down by
Well, it would have been oral tradition.
oral
Yeah,
tradition, which
yeah.
Eric would debate me. It's usually pretty reliable, but 100 years after a fact, two separate testimonies.
It's more reliable
of the same historical event.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
both fairly similar, but with like one major thing of
Yeah.
like he
So I just
stole
thought-
the orb or he was hurt and
My
gave
thing
the
was
orb.
just obviously it's a different point of views. One of them's probably a little more right, a little more wrong. And that kid was just saying no, they were just kids. It was just a soccer ball, Australian rules football, pretty much.
But what about the redemption ritual? That's what they called it. Whenever you got a score, you just yelled redemption. What? I was like, why would you say that?
Yeah. I was thinking the redemption rituals were maybe something kind of like harvest rituals, you know, like the solstice and stuff like that, where they, you know, redemption is like maybe like in the after the winter they redeem themselves and it comes spring. It might be kind of a connected thing, right? A lot of cultures have harvest rituals like that. So
Whenever they were first telling the story, I was thinking like they had him do this every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I thought they were saying.
that's why I was thinking maybe it was
because like
a
it was
seasonal
about like
thing.
the west and eastern. So
Oh
like,
yeah.
the sun rising and the sun setting. Like so, every day the sun rose, he ran from the one gate back
Yeah.
and then
Across the kingdom.
to where it set, and then ran back that night to put it back. I'm like, Jesus.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yes, life would suck.
No deep-rooted beliefs like that would be that quickly changed by one kid saying something with just nothing to back it up.
Well, he's the Avatar, been alive for 100 years.
He was there.
That's what he
Eric,
says.
he
But
was
yeah.
112, not hundreds.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's
He's
just,
a-
that's just, I mean, he could just be some 12-year-old kid saying he's 100. You know,
Yeah.
they don't know.
Yeah,
Could be
but,
Katara saying she's 100.
Well, they've
Yeah.
established, I think, that they believe that he's the Avatar.
He could be the Avatar and not be 112, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think
And he didn't
doesn't
even-
everyone in the world.
And he didn't even show him that he had the power except for air, too, in the whole episode.
He is the last Airbender.
So
Yeah.
he'd have to be the Avatar, but
because it's supposed to be an
Too busy
airbender. He's
talking
the
to each
last.
other.
It's just like an authority figure telling you something that was there, right?
yeah.
It could be kind of believable. They weren't the brightest people,
Yeah.
you know.
But then I would think that they would probably arrive at the solution that the Avatar's lying to us before they would change their beliefs like that. It would cause them to
Yeah.
go into such danger with the food and everything, right? Which actually happened.
They did. I like the Zhang's whatever point of view of like we figured they were gonna bring food because they thought we were gonna bring food, so we just brought food anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, because if they didn't, if they were noble, then those guys would have had food and we wouldn't have. What
Yeah.
are we gonna do about this?
Yeah.
You know?
And then I also like that she was like just talking to Sokka and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
food, nom 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 nom," and she's like, "Da da 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 da," and he's like, "Want to hear our story?" Well, I'm not gonna ask you that question. I'm just gonna tell you the story.
Yeah.
Like she just told everything. It was funny.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just do an opera ride?
Like everybody?
Trips.
I mean, in trips. Yeah.
He only took like 8 people the first time. There was like 20 people in each tribe.
Yeah, but if he was just going up and down that canyon, couldn't he?
I
just
mean, he only flies forward. He can't like just like that.
He can't raise altitude.
Well, I mean, he has to like he's
Like
he
Momo.
glides.
Momo, who went.
He glides. It would take him a lot longer to get up there. than...
He can't just.
Somebody would have died by the
you're saying-
rock crawler things by
It's
then.
the same
You're saying he
thing.
can't just do this.
No,
No,
He
but
has to
he
go
could,
like
He
this.
could, he
Yeah.
could. Well,
not
he
like
could.
that.
He could do this. Just
Yeah,
like, just
he
like
could
Momo
do-
did.
he could do that.
And there's a big canyon. He had room.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's no
but it
reason.
would have taken a long time to get up that canyon wall, and people would have died by then.
Not if they didn't bring food.
It was like a minute, and they were all separated, and the thing was like chewing on guys and stuff.
Yeah, but there was only
That's
like
chewing
30
food.
seconds or less of them climbing that wall. He could have flown up there, landed.
No.
That could have been a very
picked
morbid
him up.
episode. Those things coming down.
Just
Because
kill,
both
kill them all and they left.
both tribes being foolish. That should have been a lesson learned.
That would have been a lesson learned, yeah.
They all died.
Yeah, they all
They
died
all
because of
died.
their stupid beliefs.
And then the
No,
Airbender
no,
can't
great.
save everyone.
Just the two leaders
And Aang
died.
fails.
Just the two leaders of the tribes died, and then everyone else was like, "Want to be friends?" Like, yeah, I don't care.
I can't even remember the story.
I like Shane's version. More morbid.
What was it with the tarp? Was that just a similar thing? Or was it just something they just kind of threw in to?
I mean, I guess the moral of
To
this
highlight
story...
the differences between the two tribes.
In between.
Was it just fueling like the argument in the beginning of
Yeah.
Sokka and?
I think so.
Katara.
Just one of those things where, like, you know, if you work as a team, then there's no arguments going to
Well, it didn't rain. We know that.
Know.
So who was right?
Yeah, he was right. They were gathering firewood in the very beginning of the episode. If you're a waterbender, could you take water out of wet wood and make it dry wood?
I figured
an
you're good.
advanced
If you're
technique.
good enough, I figured.
Yeah,
maybe.
that'd be really handy.
How'd you take the water out of someone's body?
Yeah, you do that too.
They
Sure.
look like fucking the guys that Cell breaks down when he.
It looked like the guy from
Yeah.
Indiana Jones at the end.
Yeah.
When he's like, into like a skeleton. When he
Yeah.
They do it with their mind.
I guess the idea of them being like separating them through the canyon, I guess was a good idea. and they didn't argue, and they got to where they were going to go. But how do you know those canyons were going to leave and then connect to where he was going?
Yeah, that's one of the things that was like, well, because the story asked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think this was as well written as like last episode, where I really enjoyed how everything came together then. Still enjoyable though, still fun.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
We've had
the canyon was cut by water, and
no, it
water
was cut by
separates.
earth spirits who were mad
You
at
know
farmers.
what there was a river in the bottom. You could see it in that one shot.
It could have been erosion, but it could have been water benders.
He
It
could've-
was erosion.
He could have just been saying that just to screw with people. I think,
It was,
you know.
it was just an urban.
Well, speaking
legend.
of screwing with people, I have a conspiracy. I think this god is scamming people. Like, you have to hire him to get through this thing, because what he does, he goes out there and he creates these impossible to cross, like, chasms and shit. And then he goes up like, hey, you have to hire me, I'll get him across. And then as they're going, he puts them back up. He goes, no one follows you, you know? I think it's a scam.
That's what I was.
But they didn't
thinking.
pay me.
Was he getting paid anything?
No, I don't know if he was or not. I just think it'd be a fun
I
idea.
immediately thought
It'd be a
that,
fun
actually.
idea if, like, he goes in before, takes all that shit down, then you have to pay him to get across.
He's such a capitalist. He's saying
And then
what
when
he would do.
Yeah, and then when he comes back, he takes it down again. That way no one can cross without him. You know?
And he says you have to leave all your food here. And
Yeah.
Then when he goes back, he just picks up all the food.
And he's good. That's his life. That's his life. What a smart man.
I wonder if an advanced
That's
water.
That's what
He broke his arm. He's like, oh,
That's what
fuck,
it's
man.
about.
I've long feared that my sins would
Yeah,
turn
that should have happened, and then and then the guys came together to fucking fuck this guy up for scamming him. That
It
would
cost
Beat the shit out of this poor guy with
Like-
broken arms.
The cost is more than he can bear.
Yeah.
I wonder if an advanced waterbender could like sub-zero a bridge, like from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, when
Yeah.
like he like made a ice bridge. If they could take water, you know how they can freeze it.
They have to have a lot of water to do
I
that.
suppose so. Yeah. I just wonder like what extent. Like we've seen like a little puddle freeze, or like
Yeah.
when she froze Jet onto the tree, could she like just freeze some water and?
When I think about draining the water out of one's body, I think that might be being a waterbender might have the best technique, because everything's made out of water.
Yeah, but they always gotta have it around though. Everyone else.
I know, but if I could just look at you and just freaking
Yeah, but we don't
make
know.
your eyeballs pop.
We don't know if they can do that, or
Yeah.
I mean, even if they can, it's probably like a super advanced technique that, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking, like earthbending, like you'd have to either be very powerful, have a bunch of you, but you could theoretically just turn that canyon, like take shit from the canyon, just form it into a bridge and just cross it, right?
You
Yeah.
could like take the middle, like rise up as a platform. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like skipping stones or something.
You would need a lot of.
Like,
Or
just
you
like
could
that.
just like get some dirt, right, and get everyone on it, and then just ride the one thing of dirt all the way across, right? Because then the guy, the king, didn't he have like a big slab
He
of
had-
like rock, and then he rode like a bunch of loose dirt like a surfboard.
I'm gonna go with my scam. I think that's gonna eventually just give me more money regardless of what I do.
We'll have an
you
alternate
would.
I'm gonna go
reality.
with my scam.
Alright,
Shane,
then-
Shane's just gonna kill everybody, take the money right off then, not do shit. He's gonna suck
and
the
then
water out of their body.
dump their bodies over the edge and
Let
let
those
the
little
cannon
things-
crawlers
Yeah,
eat
but
'em.
if you do that, then you don't have return customers. Like, those guys come back, I gotta do it again.
Who's coming back across?
Who's going back to the Fire Kingdom?
They're playing this fucking
Yeah,
redemption thing. I don't know.
You have evidence of.
We gotta get back to the East Coast.
Yeah, they gotta do their ball on the other side of the court. So are those bugs only attracted to the food? They're not attracted to, like, human flesh?
I mean, they didn't eat human
I
flesh.
guess
I
so.
guess not.
The one thing I think
I
is
mean, they did grab hold of that one guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure they.
Maybe he smuggled food in.
Like, wouldn't they smell food regardless? If
That's
they
what I
didn't-
was wondering.
Well, the one thing-
Actually,
the one thing I'm curious on is that one showed up and there's no food scene, and then none of the other ones showed up until all the food was seen. You know what I mean? Like at the end.
Yeah.
I was
Maybe
like,
the one was a scout, and that was, like, the nest or something. I don't know.
I was like, there's that much food, and they
Although
waited until
it-
the show.
he was the
It
vanguard.
was on the complete opposite side of the canyon, though.
Yeah. All right, you guys have anything else?
Covalent bonds.
Poll for this week, because as you guys now know, we're doing polls for everything. And we'll talk about this next time, or the time after that, depending. Because we know that what Aang said was a lie, we have to assume that there is a correct version of the story out there. Now, who are the name of the two families?
The Zhangs
The Zhangs
and the
Genway.
and the Jinwei. Which one had the most correct story?
Wei Jin side guy, like
Yeah.
that stole it, or the Jinwei guy
Yeah.
that helped him.
Or third option, neither.
I feel like I sided more with the primitive Jangs dudes.
Okay. Well, I personally think that there's probably neither of them are right. The truth's probably somewhere in the middle. What do you guys think?
In a middle ground kind of area, but
Yeah.
not either one of them is completely right.
Okay, Calvin,
I believe Aang.
you believe Aang? Okay, so
I think he double faked
fourth option.
Katara.
Fourth option, Aang is actually telling the
He
truth.
never said that he was.
So he's either lying
said
to
he
them or
could've
he's
been.
lying to his friends, or he's crazy.
So Aang's story, the Zhang story, the Jinwei story, or none of them.
You guys can go to patreon.com and you can check out our polls there. If you're a patron, you can do the polls. If you're a patron at the $5 mark, you can actually probably see this early, or you're watching it right now. Hell, if you're
Holy shit.
right. Okay, that's gonna be everything. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. I'm Eric.
I'm Shane.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Aaron.
Hit the button.
Yep, yep.